Hi, I'm Helen Hillix DeSanto, and I'm here today to introduce you to the Intuitive Counselor Training Program offered by the Beth Green School of Intuitive Counseling. I've been a marriage and family therapist for 30 years now, and I am still learning from this powerful program that's ongoing. We're soon going to be offering another level 1, and you have an opportunity to participate in that. It'll be led by Beth Green, who is an amazing, powerful spiritual teacher and workshop leader who is world known. She is becoming known as the transparent woman with X-ray eyes, and you will see why she's called that in a clip that's going to happen later on in this video, so please don't leave until you've watched that clip. Anyone is welcome to take this training, whether you are an experienced therapist or a novice therapist or a lay person. Everyone is welcome because we can all learn intuitive skills. You will also be able to make your practice much more powerful. Those clients that make you sleepy or lost or confused or irritated because you don't know what's going on, these skills will help you to hone and quicken your process and deepen your process using intuition and hypnotherapy skills, which are taught by James Maynard, an expert transpersonal hypnotherapist. You can take this program in a combination of online and in-person, and the online part you will do first, obviously, and then there's a 4-day in-person part that you can either do in person in Oregon, which would be the very best, because then you can be with Beth and James, or you can be here with me in Southern California, in northern San Diego County, or you can be online participating through video conferencing anywhere in the world, and it's just like being here. So please give me a call if you're interested at 760-941-8215, or you can go to bethgreen.org and click on the School for Intuitive Counseling, and it'll tell you all about it. Now stay tuned and watch the short clip of Beth working, and I hope to talk to you soon.
So you're already learning something about you, how it feels to you when something is right and when something isn't right, when you haven't done it. And this is going to be very similar. You'll see we're going to get the yes and no. So now I want you to ask Heather a question of how does she feel about you being her counselor?
Hello.
Okay, wait, before you do that, I'd like you to feel that question. When you ask her the question, feel in your body and in yourself, does that feel like the right question, or have I given you the wrong question? So ask the question and feel yourself.
Sure.
Okay, so ask her out loud, how do you feel about me being your counselor?
Heather, how do you feel about me being your counselor?
Okay, now group, did that feel like the right question? You check in with yourself. What did that feel like? It felt right to you?
It feels okay.
You got scared. When you said it out loud, you got scared. When you were inside saying it, you felt relaxed and confident, right? Mm-hmm. So what does that tell you? Could everybody feel that it wasn't quite, right? Just, why? Because Tak felt afraid to ask her that question. So Heather, ask Tak, how does he feel about being your counselor?
Tak, how do you feel about being my counselor?
Now, how did that question feel? How did you feel when you said, did you feel the energy? Yes, this is right.
Yes.
Okay, I did too. Feel what this is. Practice while they're practicing. You're practicing. You're checking on yourself. What am I feeling? Okay.
So ask again?
Okay. No. She's asked you.
Oh, okay.
Ask him again.
Tak, how do you feel about being my counselor?
I feel good.
Okay, guys, how did that feel? Like yes or no? No.
That may be true, but that's not.
So, Heather, how did you feel when he gave you that answer?
I just felt his uncertainty.
Yes. So you experienced his uncertainty. So how would you therefore follow up? So you know that he's not telling you the truth, or at least not 100% truth, okay?
Mm.
That's good. That's information, the most important piece of information that you could possibly get. So take it away. We didn't have you do the opening, but I think you're ready.
Okay. Talk, what is your uncertainty about being my counselor?
Okay, that was a very good question, but it isn't 100% right, because you have made an assumption that what you felt was uncertainty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're guiding him to think about, how am I uncertain? Maybe it's a different fear. So that did not feel like a yes. Mm-hmm. Did you, everybody tune in this is tricky, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But this is training you as the instruments, right? So ask him that question again, and if you didn't get that it was the wrong question, take a look inside and see if you can pick up that wasn't quite right.
Yeah, I didn't feel it was the right question either. So I just...
So why didn't you stop yourself and say, nah, I do this in session work. I'll stop and say, nah, forget what I just said. That's not right. No, forget, that's not the right question. Let me try again. And then I go deeper into myself. And stay connected to him and go deeper into myself.
I wonder if you're feeling anything else other than just good about being my counselor.
Okay, did that feel right? No?
That didn't.
We have one no.
Better. I felt the right direction, but not
that's right direction.
the right expression.
Felt too intellectual.
Still avoiding the fear words.
Yeah, I agree with Uki. It was mental. It's going to make him start thinking. What does she want to do?
What are you afraid of?
Feel it.
Get the emotion. Have him. So something happened to Heather, didn't it? She knew the first one wasn't the right question. Did you know the second one was wrong too? You said, I'm wondering, and I mean, not to say that you shouldn't ever say that, but what are you feeling? Now connect to him intuitively. What is he feeling? What are you feeling?
Well, I want to say something about I felt some uncertainty from him or some insecurity from him. Or I want to find the words to invite him to tell me how he feels without insinuating or assuming how he's
Okay,
feeling.
but what is the feeling that you're having? If when you connect to this client, you look at him, what are you feeling? What are you feeling, Heather?
I'm feeling some block, some disconnect, some block.
Okay. Now, very good. Very good. You feel some block and some disconnect. That's what you're feeling. What are you trying to do? You're trying to override that feeling by inviting him to... You're not using your feeling. You're overriding the feeling. Now, do you remember experience, observation, common sense, and all that? What did Tak tell us about himself when he stood up yesterday morning and talked about his ego? Do you remember what he said?
He said that he comes across as super confident. That's how his ego acts out.
That's right. He's like, he has no fear. Right? Didn't he tell us that? His ego tells him he has no fear. All right. So what if you, I mean, this is a perfect example, isn't it? So what happened to you is you started to have this feeling about him and you got blocked. But instead of paying attention to that block and using that, you did what we do, which is very understandable, especially when you're inexperienced, is you try to overcome the block and fix it so that you could be the competent therapist who's doing a good job for the client. But actually, what you need to say is, I'm blocked, and then you connect the dots. Oh, his ego wants him to look confident. He doesn't like to admit fear. What is he feeling that he's blocking? Fear.
Fear, right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you interpreted it as, you started to feel the uncertainty. He was really feeling fear, but it got shut down, and so then when you looked at him, you couldn't feel anything anymore.
And I was so trying to connect with him.
Right? Exactly. And you probably thought it was your fault that you didn't. You know, what I always teach my students is always blame the client.
Thanks a lot, Talk. Thanks.
Well, because if you're clear, it's them. Something is going on with them. And of course, it's not about blame, but it means look at what's happening in your client. We get so wrapped up in trying to be the good healer that we're actually not paying attention to what's happening to our client because we're in our heads trying to solve the problem or get the message or get the right question or the right answer or whatever. Okay, so this is a little tricky, Heather, but who knew when only God knew when they asked the talk to come up there that was exactly what was going to happen. And you saw it happen just like that. Now you have very important information about your client. This is what you're going to be up against. So you could, just to help you out here, you could say, why can't you admit you're afraid?
It's accusatory, though.
No, it's not. It's supportive. It depends on how you're saying it. Are you accusing him, or are you trying to help him to acknowledge something that is, it's time to come up?
Is it just as easy to go to that stepwise and say, are you afraid of something? Yeah, I'm afraid of something, but I'm not sure what.
Sometimes, but don't be manipulative. You may feel guided. If I had been guided to ask that question, I would have said it. But you will if you test that out in real life, you say, are you afraid of something? What's he gonna? He's gonna go, no. Right? Right? In this particular case, see, there's no rules, guys. Sometimes you really, that would be the perfect question. There's no rule book. It's you. It's you. It's your gut instinct. I checked in with myself and I got a yes on that question. You did it with your head. You may be right, but you did it with your head. If it's coming from your head, forget about it. You have to allow yourself to feel what the question is for him. This is going to, and you know, that's how we can save 10 years of counseling, by asking the right question that's going to elicit the right answer. I can't remember what my question was.
Why are you feeling afraid?
No, why are you afraid to admit? Why can't you admit that you're afraid? Okay,
Yes,
see that, what does that direct him to? What is that directing his consciousness to? The question admit. Not why is he afraid. Not asking him why he's afraid. I'm asking him why can't he admit that he's afraid. That's where the juice is in the fear of admitting his fear.